Hi, everyone. So, this is your syllabus discussion for English 11A. Just going to walk you through a couple of things real quick. I want you to pay attention to this particular page that we're on right here. This is the landing page that you've heard a lot about. This is the page that you will access all of your teachers, and this is for both students and parents. So when you would like to know what's going on in a particular class, you're going to take a look at this landing page, find your teacher, click on their name, and you will see a page that looks similar to this. This is something, now I've personalized mine, so it's got different colors. It doesn't have the Minuteman up there, but this is going to give you your information as well as links that you need for each week. So mine is set up when you are virtual. You're going to click in this area. Excuse me. You'll have to be patient with me because this is going to be a little hit or miss. You're going to click in that area to check in on your attendance. Our Google Classroom codes are right here at the top. And you'll see up there underneath my name, you have my email link, and then the office hours that I have right now are just for Fridays because those are the only days that we're not here. So if that changes or when that changes, we'll go into more detail, or that'll be updated. You can see that I am a procrastinator and I only have week 1 done, but it'll have a similar setup each week where I will have the things that we are going to go over in class, which will also have most of the time a video. I should say some of the time a video with it for those of you who are 100% virtual. The at home section for each one will tell you what you're going to be needing to work on at home, and the due Friday before tells you what should be due or what should be turned in by 4 o'clock on Friday. The at home info as well as the due by 4 info will have a link that takes you directly to where you need to go. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you before we moved on. Here is your Google Class page. Again, professional procrastinator here. It's not 100% set up, so I'll get the assignments on there and you'll be linked to there. So this is where you are going to come to turn in your assignment. Now, if you noticed back here on this page, it says click here for detailed info of assignments. And that's where it will take you to this page right here. So I want to take a second and go over a few things with you on this. First of all, this gives you some information overall. I'm calling this quarters because 9 weeks are a quarter of the year. So this is quarter 1. We're going to run from, should be August 12th through October 9th. And that week of October 9th is finals, okay? So keep that in the back of your brain. You've got my email, this text message number right here, and I will talk about that in our syllabus. But that is attached to Text Now. It's not attached to my cell phone. It's an app that we have on the computer that's free that allows me to send you text messages and you to send me text messages without you having my private information. So here's an overview, and this is just basically says that I'm trying to find a way that gives you a single location to locate all of the information that you need. It'll be linked here. There'll be some explanation, but it's up to you to open the links with assignments so that you get the full direction. Okay, that's very important. You cannot just always use directions that are on this page, because if I put directions or everything on this page, some of the weeks would be forever long, multiple pages, and I don't want you to have to weed through all of that. The need to know, current week will be listed at the top. And so you need to scroll past it to see previous weeks. Assignments are linked. All you're going to need to do is make a copy, which it should, if I set it up correctly, it should get you or should force you to. Before you submit an assignment, you need to make sure to read all the directions. All late assignments are accepted for full credit. And we'll talk about this when I go over the syllabus, because there is a little of addendum to it, but all assignments are accepted for full credit. So I want you to get them done. If you have questions, ask. If you need anything, ask. I can't help you if I don't know that you need help. So ask me, and if I don't know, I will do my best to get it together for you. I know that you've heard this over the last 5 months, but we really are, especially right here, right now, all in this together. So I'm going to need your help if something isn't linked right, or if instructions or directions don't make sense to you, because I wrote them, so they're going to make sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to you, I'm going to need you to ask me. If I think an assignment is going to take you a half an hour to complete, and it is taking everyone like an hour and a half to do, I'm going to need you to let me know. That way I can make adjustments. If I make a mistake and it's a legit mistake or a legit miscalculation, then let me know and I will adjust it. I mean, I like to think that I'm perfect, but I know that I'm not. So I'll fix things if I make mistakes. So the opening page here is just that overview stuff, and then the assignments start at the next page. And I'll let you read through all of this yourself, but so this is an opening week, and it's going to be a little bit short and sweet. Don't get used to the light load, because since we're in a 9-week period, we're going to have to do some cramming. Of course, I'm going to eliminate little assignments that I would have loved to have done, but they're more support assignments than anything else. And if I can get rid of anything, I can get rid of those assignments. So I will, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy peasy for you. So I want you to make sure that, especially this week, you start off on the right foot and you get the stuff done and you get it turned in on time, so you don't go into next week already behind. Each week I'll have 3 sections. I'm going to have the in class section, which is right here. And this will show you what we're doing in class. Because it's a short week, all I'm going to do with our time together is the initial syllabus overview, talk about procedures, which I'm not going to put procedures on here because, well, if you're 100% virtual, you shouldn't have to do fire drills or storm drills or lockdown drills. If you do have to do that, then we can talk separately and we'll figure out some things. Then you've got your at-home stuff. And these are the things, again, that I'm going to be expecting you to do at home. The assignments were going to be linked right here once I get them taken care of. And you can go through there. The key to the at-home stuff, if I'm on top of my game and I get it up there on the Friday before, then maybe you take a peek at it over the weekend. I got to figure out what we're going to do with our A through K people who are here on Monday, because I'm not going to ask you to get in and do some stuff for the upcoming week over the weekend. I want to honor your time. So we'll figure that out together. And then finally, at the bottom, the last section each week is the assignment or assignments due. And that's where you're going to find the link to your Google page that will help you to get assignments turned in. Okay, so if there are questions on this, jot them down right now, shoot me an email, and I will do my best to get that answered. Okay, so this is your week at a glance, or excuse me, this is your detailed week for the entire quarter. This is where you go, this simple place to get all the links that you need. Not a fan of Google Classroom because I don't like how you have to go through an entire stream. We'll make it work this semester or this quarter. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the syllabus. And I know that this stuff is not exciting to you, but I want to go over I want to go over it in enough detail so that you understand everything that I'm talking about. I am going to do some reading to you, so please be patient with me. I don't think, or I'm not assuming that you don't know how to read. I just want you to hear it, even if you're playing video games right now while this is going on in the background. I want you to hear it so that I know you've heard it at least once. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. So, welcome to English 11A. This course came about because we were running into our choice courses not performing at the level we wanted because we would get someone who is a young junior, meaning that this is the first English class that they took, like back when we were on trimesters. Say, second trimester, as a junior, it's your first English class that you have that year. But as a senior, it's your last English class, which would mean we've got two very different levels going on, and it just wasn't flowing the way that we originally wanted it to. So we took a step back and we formed two classes for all juniors. We'll take English 11A and English 11B. Our first semester is English 11A, and obviously second semester is 11B. We spent quite a bit of time in the winter before we went to shutdown, or before we closed or whatever, before we went to virtual. And we spent quite a bit of time going over the curriculum then. And then at several points this summer, we developed more curriculum. So we've got a good plan about what's going on. Unfortunately, that's a semester plan. So like I said earlier, gonna pick and piece and things together. We're going to learn together, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so the purpose of this class is to help you to refine and further develop many of the skills you learned in previous English classes. We're going to continue to work on reading comprehension, writing for various purposes and audiences, and speaking. We're going to do both live for those of you who are here, as well as recorded speaking, and we're going to take research to a new level. That's to say that my goal is for whatever it is that you're going to be researching, and I'm working through, I know what the assignment is, I'm just trying to figure out how to condense it. And I want you to be able to research something that you're interested in, but that's going to have a little guidance. We'll get to that. The overarching theme to this class is the idea that words have power. And we're going to focus on learning how to harness that power to create an accurate and clearly defined response to questions of identity and how that identity fits into the world around us. So I'm talking about your identity, and I'm not just talking about how, well, my name is Layla Wirt and that's my identity. No, it's at such a deeper level than that. So we're going to work through that. What I want you to pay attention to are a couple of things. First of all, the assignments and the grades. We're going to do large and small group discussion. You're going to have assigned viewings, some major papers, micro essays, quizzes, and homework activities. The beauty of teaching English is, first of all, we understand how to get everything written down, or how to get things written down so that just about anything we do falls under those categories. What I want you to pay attention to is this. Well, I thought my ink was working. And this portion, and what happens when I do that? it's installing something. So I want you to pay attention to the portion right here. I don't know what to do. Patience. Bless your hearts. We'll just do that. Okay. Nope. It worked just a minute ago, kids. Okay. There we go. I want you to pay attention to that portion right there where it talks about mastery and non-mastery. You're only going to have a handful of mastery assignments. However, they're going to be worth 65% of your daily grade. These are the assignments that fall at the end of lots of different practices or non-mastery stuff that we're doing. For example, when you have to write a narrative essay, that's 65%. When you do an expository speech, that grade will be 65%. But all of the stuff that led up to it will be non-mastery and only worth 35% of your grade. Okay, so I'm using my handy dandy stylus, and there's a button on here that I thought is eraser. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what are you going to bring to class every day? That is in this section right here, and I'm super simple. I want you to have your Chromebook, and I want it to be charged. We, in our current situation, do not have the luxury of everybody piling up near an outlet. You need to have a charged Chromebook. You need something to write with, something to write on, and I have something to keep things in, which is a folder. However, when you come to school or you pick up materials, if you choose to do so, you'll find a manila file folder that has your name written on it and has your syllabus in it and anything else that I come up with that I want to hand out to you right now. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Your overview. Well, now I need to turn the pan off. Okay, so are you loving this or what? This is going to be like the longest, most obnoxious introductory video ever. So frequently asked questions. This mostly applies to those of you who, well, this applies to those of you who come on your assigned day. But I'm going to go over it anyway, just in case somebody who is doing 100% virtual makes the switch before the deadline is met. So phones. No phones from 1 minute after class begins until 1 minute before class ends. There are no exceptions to this. This means it's out of my sight. And that means, or it's out of sight, out of my sight and out of your sight. Okay? So stop with this down here or in your lap, because this, I mean, yeah, isn't that weird? Just looking at the top of my head while I read one of my texts. So out of sight, in a bag. If I see it, I'm going to ask you to place it on my desk. I don't want to look at your business. I just want your attention. If you refuse, I'm not going to engage in an argument. That's something for you to take up with administration. Communication, for those of you who are absent or need help, the best way to reach me is through email. But I need you to keep in mind a couple of things. First of all, and those things are right here. Unless otherwise indicated, I will respond to emails within 24 hours. So please plan accordingly. Okay? Just because you send me an email does not mean that you're going to get a response right away. Emails sent or received after 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday will not be read until the following day, following school day. Okay? I have to step away, and I hope that you understand that. I'm not expecting you to be working into the night. Your school day is 8:20 to 3:20. After that, as long as you are using your time effectively, for me, that's all I need. Okay? So on your off days when you're at home, make that your work time and make that the time that you email me. Emails sent after 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon through Sunday, or really I should say through Monday morning. I think I have to be here no later than 7:50, will not be read until Monday morning. So don't send me an email Sunday evening with a question about an assignment that might be due before, like Sunday night at midnight, if that's the case. Okay? Music, headphones, earbuds, I would prefer that you use them only during work time. Um, so again, if I see them in your ears, I'm going to ask you to take them out. It's not up for discussion. Don't tell me that you can multitask, because I know if given the choice, I'd be focusing on what's in my ears instead of what somebody's standing at the top. Food and drink, and I think this kind of applies to you at home too. You are allowed to have it, but you're expected to clean up after yourself without being told. If I got one person leaving a mess in my room, everyone loses their drink and food privileges. Regarding breakfast, we'll figure that out in here. When it comes to passes, well, that is just that you just don't have passes right now. Um, that's a larger discussion that I won't take the time right here. Okay, so what are you going to do, watch, read? So I'm going to be honest, and I don't know how this hybrid schedule and its established expectations are going to play out. It's our first quarter, so I don't know that anybody actually knows. But my goal for us is for us to read and watch a variety of contemporary. Do you know what contemporary means? That means new pieces, current pieces, and whatever I can find that is available for you to read that has been written with more recently. I'm not discounting previous literature, but we've focused so heavily on certain people, a lot of dead white males, and that's closed our eyes to a whole slew of pieces that are out there that are just as good and much more interesting for you. So I'm going to focus on finding a variety of contemporary pieces that will help you to discover and define personal identity and how that idea of your identity plays out in our daily interactions, like you and I, you and your peers, you and the people, that's my doorway over there, you and the people that you run into every day, and all of those groups that you interact with and how you interact with them. Originally, we had 18 weeks together, and there were lots of pieces we were going to take a look at, and a variety of practice activities preparing you for the larger writing pieces. And I talked about this. Now that we have 9 weeks, I'm going to have to do some trimming. As it stands now, I am hoping by the end of the quarter, you will have completed the following mastery assignments, remembering that these will be worth 65% of your overall daily grade. You are going to do a narrative piece, an expository piece, and a research piece. I'm going to leave those broad for right now because I'm still hashing out the details of how to make them fit this abbreviated schedule. So what do I need from you? I need patience and flexibility. I can't emphasize this enough. Because this is a new course, much of what I planned has not been tried out with actual real live students. So I may have to make some adjustments as we go along. Bear with me on that. I need initiative from you. You are going to have to work independently, and this may be more than, or this may be new for some of you. Um, Even in the springtime, that independent working and those assignments, let's forget about all of that because that's not how things are going to be done in any of your classes. So this is going to be some testing for you. This is going to have to be like, let's go old school, pull up your bootstraps, buckle down. Um, I don't know what else you want to say. But you have to do some things that you may not be used to doing. So I'm going to need you to take the initiative on that. I'm here for you. You have to reach out to me. I can't help you if I don't know that you need help. And finally, I need kindness. No one wants to be in our current situation of uncertainty. I hate surprises. I like a plan. I like to know what's happening. Even when I was on vacation, and when we went on vacation with our whole big family, we like to go to the beach because we just like to lay on the beach, go eat lunch, come back on the beach, get cleaned up, go to dinner, repeat the next day. We don't do a lot of stuff, but I still had a general idea of what was going on in that during that day. Um, Now, when we meet, who knows? It could be the last time we meet, or it could do a complete 180 and we could come back for 5 days. Who knows? Nobody knows. So, we're all in the same boat, and being disrespectful will do nothing for anyone. So just be kind. Be kind to me, to yourself, to the people you interact with, because, well, we need to make the best of the situation. Um, Expectations. And this applies mostly to those of you who are going to be in person. I need you to be on time and bring necessary materials. This applies to those of you who are just going to be virtual, and it will apply in our Google Meets as well. I need you to be respectful in your words and your actions. And here's where it gets real. I need you to be respectful in your words and actions toward yourself, no negative self talk, towards your classmates, whether it's face to face or in a discussion, because I really struggle with those people who are keyboard warriors and think that whatever they say, whatever they do, they're protected by their keyboard. Because in my class, you're not. I'm going to address situations. I need you to be respectful towards me. And when you're here in person, respectful towards the classroom. Clean up after yourself, throw your own trash away. Just don't, yeah, you get it. Think before you speak. Be sure all of your contributions to class discussion are meaningful and pertinent. So, for example, this would not be the appropriate time for someone to raise their hand and say, "What are we having for lunch today?" Okay, that's not pertinent. Be honest. If I had to pick one thing that I just do not tolerate, it is dishonesty. Do not lie to me. I'm going to be your biggest advocate unless you lie to me. And I want nothing less than 100% honesty. Even if what you're about to tell me is about a mistake that you made, I need you to own up to it, and then we will work together, or I will get you whoever you need to help you find a solution to your situation. And a little side note, keep in mind lying also includes not doing your own work. So, say I make an assignment and it involves some reading comprehension questions that are just kind of superficial, real quick answers. Asking your buddy from the class, "What'd you put down?" and then just rewording it a little bit, that's lying. That's being dishonest, and that gets you both a zero. So don't test me on that stuff. And then I want you to take ownership of your education and of your grade. I've already passed all my high school classes. I graduated, like I said, from Ball State. And when I finally went back and finished, I was Dean's List, straight A's all semesters. I got my teaching license all on my own, and I got my master's. I just finished a class at IU. So I've got enough of my education and I've earned enough of my grades currently So you need to take ownership of yourself. I want you to participate in class. I want you to accept consequences for your actions and learn from them. Okay, the final little bit that you need to know is about late work. I don't deduct points. My goal is for you to learn the assignment and for your grade to reflect what you have done. If I take 10% off, if I take 20% off because you weren't able to get it in on time, you needed an extra day, that 10% that I've removed doesn't reflect what you've learned or what you're showing me. It reflects something different. So I don't take off points or percentages. That means taking a zero is not an option. If I make an assignment, I expect you to complete it and to get it turned in a timely manner. I'm going to post reminders for upcoming deadlines. If you miss a deadline, like I said, you're not going to lose points. So do it right the first time. Don't turn in something that's like, just to get it turned in, because that's going to impact your grade. And I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, they were up late last night because they had to work. So I'm gonna give them some. No, you've got extra time, get it done. Um, if you turn in an assignment after the indicated due date, you are responsible for telling me, for letting me know that you turned it in so it can be graded. I cannot keep going back through everything trying to catch all late work. We got a lot of different, let's be all cheesy and use like cliches. Got a lot of moving parts in this situation, and I can't make sure that all the moving parts are moving when the moving parts. You get the idea. So just, hey, shoot me an email, say, I turned this assignment in. I file emails and I won't file your email until I get it graded. So it's there as a reminder. Your grade, your responsibility, and it is up to you to meet deadlines. Important dates to remember, okay? So take a look down here at the bottom. All work assigned between weeks 1 through 4 is due no later than Friday, September 4th at 4 o'clock. That means on September 5th, if you would like to turn in an assignment from that work or from those weeks, I will not accept it. We have to have some deadlines in here, or else you'll be turning it in all at the end, and nobody wants that. All work assigned between weeks 5 through 8 is due no later than Friday, October 2nd. And final exams will take place on week 9, which is October 5th through the 9th, with the 9th being our last day of this quarter. So I know I rambled on. I went through a couple of things, probably a little bit more than I should have. So I'm just kind of giving you a preview of what it would be like for you to go over this stuff with me in person. Please let me know if you have any questions, either about the syllabus, about something that you might want to know about me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have a question that is about me personally, like you want to know, hey, I'm interested in who does your hair. That's a stupid one example, but you get the idea. I will answer you. If it's not an appropriate question, then I will say that's not an appropriate question. If I don't know the answer, like, hey, why do you fidget so much? I'm going to be like, I don't know. Maybe it's my anxiety. I have no idea. So I think that's all that you need to know. If you have, like I said, additional questions, then you can reach out to me through email, like I said, is the best way. And I think that that would be all for you. Okay, let's do this. Let's kick butt. And I will figure out how to stop this. And maybe I'll trim this part too. And I will talk to you all very soon.